Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another mission accomplished. I'm having some audio problems right now with Jeremy, my guest of the evening. I'm going to try something real quick with our second guest, Mike. If you're ready to come on real quick, I'm just going to try something with you, see if I can hear you. Mike, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, you can hear me fine, right? I
Yeah,
can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
All right, brother. I'm going to go ahead and bring Jeremy Woolfolk on right now, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right.
All right. Everybody, welcome to another episode of Mission Accomplished. I am Kyle Mish, and this is my mission. Mission Accomplished, the only place where you can find combat sports meeting combat veterans. This is your spot. Tonight's guest of honor is the Cage Wars double champ, heavyweight, super heavyweight champion, Jeremy Woolfolk. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on right now.
Hey,
Jeremy,
how you doing?
yay! And I can hear you too. This is awesome.
I know, right? Last
Yeah,
minute call.
yeah, dude. I've only been doing this. I've only been doing this for 3 weeks now. The show, and I could tell you that each episode I've ran into something similar to that right before you go live. Every single time, never fails.
Dude, it's the most ridiculous thing ever because I'm like, everything was updated, ready to go, and it's last
Yeah,
minute.
you know, it's modern day technology keeping us all on our toes.
Oh, that's a
So
fact.
yeah, man. So how are you? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm
How's
doing good. Just living life, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good too. For anybody that's out there watching that doesn't know, this is Jeremy Woolfolk. He is the double champ for Cage Wars in Schenectady, New York, uh, carrying a 7-1 amateur record, carrying two belts, fighting out of Strike Zone in Norwich under Coach Mackerel, right?
Yeah, that's where I originally trained. Right now, I'm out in Gila House. I moved back to Missouri, so I train at Columbia Trading Academy down here.
No
But yeah,
way.
we're originally out of Strike Zone.
So you're down in Missouri right now?
Yeah, I got out of the Navy back in April, so I moved back home, missed
Oh, no
family a
kidding.
little bit.
I didn't know you got out of the Navy. That's awesome. So what are you doing now?
I work at an organic dairy doing maintenance over there. So yeah, I work with milk.
Nice. All right. Well, the Milkman, Jeremy Woolfolk. Is that going to be your new cage nickname?
I mean, if they pay me, I'll do it. I don't care.
So you're going to still? Are you still fighting for Cage Wars, Missouri to New York? That's a trek.
Uh, I was gonna do like a goodbye fight up there just to get one more title defense in, but with COVID and everything, kind of ruined those plans. But as of right now, the plan is to go pro early next year. So we'll
Nice.
be making that debut.
All right. That was going to be one of my questions for you later on. So tell me a little bit about your military career and what it was like to be active duty Navy and also train and fight for a living too.
So it was it was a hard balance when I was still on the boat. But the last 2.5 years I was in, I was on shore duty, and I got lucky with a really supportive command. So they let me still train and fight as long as I wasn't, getting hurt. So still trained and fought. They were really, really good about giving me the time off to go do it because it kept me out of trouble. So
Right.
yeah,
And if I don't if Navy commanders or the bosses over there on the base or anything like mine, I think they would see that as a feather in their cap to say that they have a champion fighter. You know,
that was like the big thing was they like my commander was like super on the edge, like he was like leaning towards no, and then I guess he was watching YouTube and like they were running some ad about some guy in the Air Force that was cage fighting. He's like, if they're doing it, we got to do it. So
that's awesome, man.
thanks to the Air Force for that one.
Yeah. Did you do any deployments while you were there, or was it all?
Oh man, yeah, no, I did two deployments. I was on a sub, so yeah, we did a couple deployments. A lot of time at sea there.
My man, dude, I can't even imagine what life would be like for a guy like you. Like you're a big boy, dude, and the submarines are some tight quarters. That shit
They're
must be.
they're not as bad. At least I'm like kind of short. Like had a lot of guys on the boat that were like 6'4", 6'5" range. They had a rough time, but for me it wasn't too
Jeez.
too terrible.
I can't even imagine. And those are how long are those deployments? Those are
They're anywhere between 6 and 9 months. It really just depends on your tasking and what all's going down at the time that you're sent out. But it really wasn't too bad. Like I enjoyed it. I miss it sometimes, but like not enough to go back, kind of a deal.
my next door neighbor, he just bought a house right over here. He's a E8 over at the sub base.
Oh
His
wow.
last his last name was Plew, Plew.
Nah.
Nah, I think he ran like one of them boats, or he's like I don't know. That's kind of high rank over there, so I don't know what.
Oh yeah, no, that's up there.
Yeah. So what got you into mixed martial arts? You were a wrestler before, right?
Yeah, I wrestled for a little bit and a little bit of judo, but we were actually out at sea, and a guy bet me $100 he could take me down, and I laughed. And we ended up going to strike zone when we pulled back in, and we went to the gym, and I won $100 pretty quick. And then after seeing my wrestling, a couple of guys at the gym were like, Daryl had just married Donna, and they were on their honeymoon, and they're like, he'll be back next week. Come in. So I came in, and the original plan was I was just going to wrestle around a little bit, maybe help out with the kids.
Yeah.
And Daryl threw me in with the boxers, and good old Holland ate her and beat me down pretty bad. And Holland beat me up a lot. I'll admit that now. And I can't stand losing. Like I can lose, but I don't like getting embarrassed. So after getting beat up by Holland for a while, I ended up training a lot more boxing. Had a lot of guys there help me out with that. And then one day after I took a boxing match, and then good old Coach D can talk you into anything, and he goes, you've already boxed, you wrestled, you might as well take a fight. So we took a fight, and just kept going from there.
And then you went on from there. I was watching all your fights, checking them all out. It's like a lot of your knockouts came from like almost like fainting on the double leg because everybody like feared that you were gonna throw that double leg and smash them, and like every time you went in, you threw like that overhand or the overhand left or the overhand right, and you were
Oh, we train that. We train that a lot, and it's one of the things that like Coach D was big on, because it's like never like I have the double leg and I'm not scared to shoot, so it's like everyone knows it's coming. So we train so much, just fake the level change overhand right, fake the level change overhand right. If the overhand right misses, cool. If it lands, it normally pretty good with it, but like throw the overhand right. Next time we throw it, we just shoot off of it. So it's like we drill that so many times. It's just you
well,
never know when the shot's coming anymore.
it seemed to work. Because like you just said, if worst case scenario, you don't land the overhand right and you get the double leg. It's like next thing you know, the guy's on his back and you're ground and pounding him. So seemed like a pretty damn good plan.
Oh yeah.
So the strike zone guys, your time there was all good, or
Oh, I
I mean,
loved it.
they all seem like to be super great guys, and like Daryl and John Naples was just on the Bove MMA Roundhouse the other day. He has he seems like a great dude. Like
Oh, dude. John Naples is one of the most patient, greatest dudes you'll ever meet, because it's like a lot of people a lot of people weren't there for the very beginning of my striking days, but like it was rough for a while, and John Naples put in a lot of time, a lot of time and patience working with me there. Like at Strike Zone, man, it's that was home. It's like we have awesome training partners, awesome coaches. It's like I got no problem admitting it's like you come in there and Coach D knows. Coach D is probably one of the most well versed, most intelligent. Like if it's a combat art, D knows it. That guy knows. He's forgotten more than I will ever learn. He just knows everything, and it's like on any given day, you got Kierkegaard in there, and Kierkegaard, gi or no gi, will destroy you. And then
yeah,
Julian comes in, and he's like, you get so many guys in there, and it's like I got no problem admitting on any given day I'm getting dropped and tapped like it's nothing. So it's like, geez, those guys there, man, they're all hungry. Like it's one of the greatest training experiences ever there. Like just there's so much knowledge. It's like, yeah, it was all good times.
Can you? I don't know if you could see the comments. I put them up
Oh
on.
yeah,
Yeah, Anthony Tambora says Coach D is the man. Tambora has nothing but great things to say about you in particular all the time because his two kids and their names are Drake's one of them. Drake and his little brother
Jack.
Jack. Drake and Jack. Yeah, they think like you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. So
Those guys. So a lot of people don't. A lot of people weren't there in the gym. Those guys used to pick on me all the time. Drake and Jack, Cam and Cal. They would after every wrestling practice. I'd be there trying to get warmed up, and I get swarmed by these kids, and like you know, you can't drop a kid, but I
right.
tried. Those guys. Oh no, I miss those kids so much, man. That was probably my favorite part. There is the time with the kids. Yeah.
Are you doing any teaching or anything like that? No.
Right now I'm just training. Like I'll probably move back into coaching after a couple more fights, but right now we're just focusing on improving my game.
Is Are you? Do you already have like a pro fight lined up, or are you trying to?
Oh, not yet.
No.
That was yeah. Today was like the big secret announcement. We're gonna start matching up and look for. I'm hoping for something around March time frame when it warms up a little bit. But yeah, that's we'll start looking around to see what people say.
That's awesome. What was it like? What was it like traveling to Bahrain for your last fight and fighting the big Dagestani dude? Like,
That whole trip was awesome. Like it. I mean, the flight sucked. The flight was not fun. It was like 16 hours to Hong Kong, then 8 hours to Abu Dhabi, and then like a 45-minute flight to Bahrain. So like the travel sucked, but man, that place was really nice. It was an amazing experience. Like if anyone gets the chance to fight with IMAP, I would definitely take it. Like they took care of us really well over there. Get to see a lot of cool stuff. Like I mean, I never thought I'd go to Bahrain. I'm just like some dude from Missouri, and now I'm like in Bahrain. Like the actual fight itself, like I
you,
don't know. I got in my head too much for that one.
now,
Like,
I was going to ask you, did you know much about him prior to, or
not really. Like I looked at his record. He was 5-0 at the time, and I think I was either 6-0 or 7-0 at the time of the fight. And then he had a lot of finishes, but like actually, if you actually see the fight, I did not do anything I should have done. Like I'm really big on my routines. Like I'm a very routine based person, so it was like I had good coaches around me, but it was just really weird not having like Coach D there. But like I got in there and I hit the dude with a solid like right hand, and then I threw like the left hook, and he kept coming forward. And genius me, like let's ignore the wrestling and everything that got me to that point. And I decided I was a striker then, and yeah, he threw a left hook and got sat down. But I mean, it's part of learning.
yeah?
Who do you want to have a super? Who do you want to have as a super fight for you?
He's asking. I guess he's asking. What would be a dream fight for you?
Oh
How
man,
about, how about UFC and knocking out Greg Hardy?
I'm gonna say this. Jorgen De Castro, I honestly thought was going to win that fight, but I think he messed his foot up pretty early into that fight, throwing a kick. But I wouldn't mind them two running back. For as far as like me in a dream fight, I mean, I have no idea really. I never really thought about it.
Nah. Who did you have out there for a team in Bahrain if Coach D wasn't there with you?
So we had Rob Hewlett is the head coach of Team USA. He's the guy I'm training with now, and like in the worst, like it was just two different coaching styles, and I'm not knocking anyone right now because Coach Hewlett is also super solid dude. Like he coaches exactly like to my game style, but like it was him and I forget who the other coach was, and then couple of guys from like different places around the country. But like I remember Devin Dixon, he's out of Florida, real solid dude at 170, I believe. Like there were a lot of good dudes around. It was just
I
it's
mean,
one of the day.
had to be difficult. Like your mixed martial arts journey, kind of. I mean, you said you did judo before, but like your whole journey had been with those strike zone guys, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're traveling to the other side of the world with a new team, and I would imagine it would have been a little bit difficult.
No, it was
The travel alone sucks. Like
I
I've been over there. Nah, I've never been to Bahrain, but I've been in the Middle East a few times, and to travel alone, like how soon did you go out there? Like a week ahead, or
went out there. I got there on like a Sunday, and I didn't fight till Wednesday. But it was like
still
I
that's
think I think if I'd had time just to get there and just fight, but it's like the one thing I didn't know about Dagestani dudes. Those are like there was God, I think there was like 10 or 11 of them that came over with Team Russia, and those dudes like we would be eating and it'd be like one or two of the Team USA guys, and then got 11 Russian dudes, and the mind games these guys, man. Like I'm sitting there eating, and their whole team's just staring at me, and I'm like this sucks, you
yeah.
know.
You see, like I mean, Habib Nurmagomedov is the most well known out of all of them. But every time you see that dude on TV walking backstage at a press conference, he's got 12 heads with him every time.
Oh yeah, they rolled deep,
And
and
then
it was like you
yeah,
get on the elevator, and they're like, you get on the elevator, and they just walk in there and like push you off into the corner, and I'm like, all
that's
right,
funny
man.
that you say that. That is funny that you say that, man, because the whole Connor Dolly incident happened over something like that. Remember? Artem,
Oh yeah,
they
they
like
smacked
called
up Artem
her
Lobo, like
Artem.
it was crazy. But
Yeah.
the weirdest part about him is like the after the fight goes down, right? Later that night in the hotel, I'm like sitting in the lobby, I'm all in my feelings and stuff. Couple of them come up, like, by a couple, it was like five of them come up, and I was sitting down in like the lobby of the hotel. They come down and sit by me. They had like some fried chicken of all things, like, and they're like offering me some, and they're like, "Keep your head up. You learned from this." Nicest guys in the world afterwards, but man, before the fight, those dudes, scary dudes.
I can tell you this, dude. I was online trying to find that fight, and it was not easy to find. To be honest with you, it wasn't on YouTube, and I was like looking around for that fight between you and him, and I didn't know anything about him except for the fact that he was a Dagestani fighter. And you know what they say, man. If a guy's got a V or a K in his last name and a beard with no mustache, you don't want to fuck with that
Yeah, I know, right? And it's like, and a lot of people think I like don't share the video just because like I honestly I don't care. Like, hey, dude caught me, but like that video is like impossible to find. Like I have no idea where to get it. I mean, I wouldn't mind studying it to see what I did wrong, but
guy. I found it by searching him and like really going through a couple different links, and it was actually like a Facebook shared video that I found it on. So
no, nice.
I mean, you probably don't want to watch it again, but maybe
I
for
mean, hey, it doesn't bother me, man. He threw a solid shot, and I can fully
right,
admit, like,
dude. Everyone lost
there
once.
was a couple times in that there's a couple times watching that fight that you could tell, like, after the first right hand, I should have shot, fully should have shot, but like, I just dumped the game plan and was like, I was on the streak of like TKOs, and I'm like, I can knock everyone out, so let go of the game plan. So hey, lesson learned, follow the game plan, like be smart.
Oh man, that's rough. Well, you were definitely in a groove going into there, and you're the the fake takedown to knockout thing had been working the whole time. And then I could definitely tell in that fight, you landed a few shots before he started landing back. And you could tell that you were like, I'm going to stand and bang with this dude. And, everyone's got a learning experience. You got to learn somewhere.
Oh yeah, and honestly, that loss is probably one of the greatest things that happened because it's like my striking. So like Coach D always said it best, like my striking's okay, my wrestling's okay, but I'm good in transitions. Like we make movement happen and then land on it. And like after that fight, I started training. Like we we went like Rocky training montage basically, and it's like my my game overall has improved so much because it's like instead of knowing that like I could fall back onto the right hand or the left hook, now I'm like I instead of like throwing the one big shot, now it's like I'm gonna hit you 10 times faster than you realize I'm swinging, and then I'm gonna take you down. It's like I went back to basics a lot after that fight, so that loss is probably the best thing that happened to me.
Most fighters that I talk to, that first loss is like the best thing that ever happened to him. I just talked to Johnny Hendricks last week, and he said the exact same thing. His loss to Rick Story was like the best thing that could have happened to him because he was saying like he was going in there with one game plan and one game plan only, and it didn't work. And it was at that moment, keeping it real went wrong. You know.
I know, right? That dude,
So
man, Johnny Hendricks. So I used to watch him wrestling all the time. That dude was an animal. When he went to MMA, dude, I was like pumped. Like, and that power he has, man, just different level. Johnny
yeah,
Hendricks, that dude was an animal, man.
farm strong, man. That's what, you know. He was. We talked about it. He was just grew up on a farm, you know, drilling fence posts and digging irrigation systems at 13.
Just doing man work.
Yeah, hell yeah, that'll make you a man. It'll make you strong. Hey,
Oh, that's a fact.
did you notice what I'm doing on my page? I mean, I don't. Do you follow the page at all? Do you
Oh,
go?
I do follow. I follow the page, and I've been watching your YouTube shows.
Yeah.
Super was pumped about the PS5 giveaway, but I'm still learning how to internet. So as soon as I figure out how to like do all the commenting and things, I'm gonna get in on that giveaway.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm going to run through that just real quick while you're on here. So everybody that's a Jeremy Woolfolk fan that's on here can see, go to my page. You can win this bad boy right here. Look at this thing. Oh, God. It's like everybody's Christmas dream right now.
I know, right?
All you got to do is go to my page, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, go to the Bove MMA Roundhouse page, go to the Facebook Mission Accomplished page, and the Instagram page. Follow that, and then drop a comment under that YouTube video on my page. Leave a link so I can get a hold of the winner. Tell me why you want it, and then drop the 3 hashtags that are there. Too easy, super easy. I want to make somebody's Christmas this year, so I'm really hoping we get there. And I don't know if you're familiar with Speed Round, but it seems to be everybody's favorite thing. And it's
I'm not, but we'll wing it.
okay. It's when I ask 10 questions that really have not much going on, and you're going to answer the first one. I think you already have. Okay? Boom. If you weren't in the Navy, what would you be doing? That was my first question. Didn't know you were out of the Navy.
Welding.
Welding?
Yeah.
Was that your job in the Navy?
It was one of the things I learned how to do in the Navy, and now like I do it at work a lot. So yeah, good money, not too hard to do.
Hell yeah. Favorite meal?
Oh man, peanut butter and jelly with a pretzel.
Dude,
Yeah.
who doesn't love a peanut butter and jelly, dude? That's like the best thing on the planet. I have a real bad problem with those because I have a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old, and we're home.
Oh, nice.
You know, I'm on every other week now. So when I'm home with the kids and I got to make lunch for them, I make a peanut butter and jelly for each one, and then 2 for myself. So it's not pretty.
I support that decision.
Yeah. Number 3, other than a combat sport, if you were an Olympic athlete, what sport would you compete in?
Badminton.
Bad.
Here's why.
Why?
It makes it. It's easy to train. Not a lot of wear and tear on the joints. And I feel like if I had to make at my older age, if I had to make a shift into a sport, that'd be it.
Badminton's an Olympic sport.
Yeah. You don't remember the scandal from like, yeah, I think it was like 2012 or 2016. They had like a bunch of teams throwing games, man. Yeah,
That's
it got pretty bad.
That is freaking hilarious. I don't remember that. All right. Can you recite the entire Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song?
I cannot. I recently learned that there's a third verse, so no, we're learning that still.
All right. Next time. All right. In the Karate Kid Cobra Kai scandal, saga, I mean, are you Team Johnny or Team Daniel?
So if we're talking original Karate Kid, Team Daniel, because Johnny was kind of a bully. If we're talking Cobra Kai, Team Johnny, because Daniel's son is kind of a jerk. You really look at what dude's doing, he's a bully, man. Team Johnny all the way.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Who's your favorite fighter of all time?
Daniel Cormier.
Nice. Because
I mean,
he's like the model for a big man wrestler, right?
I know, right? I literally still everything that he does. Like he's amazing. He's explosive. He's got crazy power. He did it at 2 weight classes. He's a stand-up dude, and it's like could have been a heavyweight his entire time in the UFC. Instead of like fighting a teammate, he goes down to 205. I'll tell you this: I wouldn't have gone down to 205. I'd have stayed up. We'd have fought. Like he's a stand-up dude. He coaches high school wrestling. Like he's an all-around good guy, you know.
Yeah, and I agree with you. If he would have stayed heavyweight his whole career, he might have been the greatest heavyweight of all time. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
All right, favorite vacation you've ever taken?
Oh man, that's easy. The Bahamas.
Bahamas. Nice. It
Even
wasn't
though
far.
it was really expensive, but I love beaches. It was nice the entire time. The people are amazing. The food's really good. Like, love the Bahamas.
Hell yeah. All right, what's something unique about you that nobody would expect?
I crochet.
What? My
Yeah.
wife would love you because my wife's favorite fighter right now is Maurice Green. I think his name is in the
Oh
UFC,
yeah.
the Crochet King, and
Nice.
that's the one reason when he was in the Ultimate Fighter house, when everybody else was drinking and causing a ruckus, he was like on the couch
Oh yeah,
crocheting.
that's my way to relax, man. I do hats, scarves. I actually just finished an infinity scarf today. That was a lot of fun. Diamond pattern. So yeah, I crochet. It's official.
That's awesome. All right, favorite music genre?
Oh man, God, that's a hard one. Oh man, I guess technically we're gonna have to go house music. It's kind of like a classy techno is the easiest way to describe it.
You gotta.
Uh,
So then you wouldn't have a favorite artist then. It's just
I mean DJ Dan, kind of old, but he's a guy out of Missouri. A lot of good music. My cousin got me onto him like 15 years ago, something like that. Carried that forward, but yeah, DJ Dan.
nice. How about your biggest fear?
Oh, that's easy. Clowns. Terrified of them. Like fight or flight reaction. Oh man, yeah, dude, not helping right now. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know why. No idea. I've never actually been around clowns, but like, I'm definitely afraid of clowns.
You know, when my wife is also. I think you and my wife should get together and talk a little bit, maybe, because she hates clowns and she loves crochet. Uh,
I
she
know,
told
right?
she told me if I get this tattoo, I told her I was going to go get the clown from It tattooed on my shoulder, and she was like, "If you do that, we can't stay together." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I went and got it, and we're still together.
Called her bluff, man. Sometimes you got to.
I just tested her love, man. And the last question of the speed round before I let you go: what is your favorite Christmas movie?
I want to say Die Hard just because it's the greatest joke ever, but I'm gonna have to go with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation one.
Nice. You
Yeah,
know,
classic.
you're the second fighter in the last 4 episodes to say that.
I mean, hey, you got to pick a good movie, man. It's solid. It's family friendly. It gives a great story. Gotta love an underdog like Rudolph's where it's at.
It's timeless, and the cancel culture hasn't gotten to it for any reason yet. So,
If the cancel culture goes for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I will fully be protesting cancel culture.
all right, my man. Is there anything that you want to put out to the world? How can people follow you? Because you're going pro soon. So,
By this point, you would think that I would be ready for the how to follow me. Kind of am. Jeremy Woolfolk on Facebook. Follow my fighter page. If you go on Instagram, it's jeremy.woolfolk. I finally learned that one. Yeah, that's the easiest way to get me is probably gonna be through Facebook. I got a lot of solid guys that remind me to put my stuff up there. So yeah, if you follow my fighter page, it's been kind of boring lately, but there'll be some good stuff on there soon.
well, COVID's not helping the cause. So,
Not at all.
they just
Um,
started giving out the vaccine yesterday in Europe. So hopefully soon it will be approved in the United States, and we can move on from all this madness.
that's a fact. I'm tired of wearing masks, so get the vaccine. Like, just do it.
Um, yeah. So I don't know about you getting that vaccine, but I am still in the military, so you know how we in the military are.
Oh, you know you're getting it.
Yeah, we'll
Let me
be
know. Let me know how that early version of the vaccine goes.
right. If I start growing a 11th toe, I'll let the world know. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. You have a good Christmas holiday. Enjoy your time down there in Missouri, and hopefully I see you again sometime.
Oh, for sure. Thanks for having me on, man.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
You too.
Bye bye.
But
That was the double champ out of Cage Wars, Mr. Jeremy Woolfolk. Uh, Looking to be going pro soon, so everybody better keep an eye out for that. Before I bring on my man Mike Hunold, I just got to talk a little bit about Holden Hands Massage. One of my great sponsors, Holden Hands, is a VA approved provider. Her sparkle fingers will take your pain right out of your body. I don't know how she does it. She finds the pain receptors and the trigger points, and then she does whatever she does. Jackie's the best in the business. She'll get you moving. She'll get you up on your feet, and you'll feel better than you have in years. So talk to your provider, get a referral, go see Jackie. Um, Websites are at the bottom of the screen. And my other sponsor, I got Killfoot Clothing, veteran owned, veteran run, veteran made clothes. Everything about that business is every single person that works for them, the designers, the graphic designers, the manufacturers, they're all veterans, all Americans. It's good shit. So go check them out. And right now, I bring to you the one and only Michael Hunold. What's good, dog?
What's up there, Chisel Chest?
Hey,
how's it going?
Slap nuts.
Can you remind us on how does the Holden Hands? How does she do it?
Oh,
nice.
I don't know how, dude. Have you ever got a massage from her?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
Well, yeah, actually, I did. I got like a neck head massage one night because I was having like a headache, and it was good. We were watching the fights, and I was having like a tension headache on the side of my neck and head. And she was like, "Oh, let me see if I can help you out," and it worked. Yeah,
she's
fantastic.
I couldn't recommend her more when it comes to that kind of stuff.
So I see some scruff there. Are we both scruffing out? Look at that.
Yeah, are you off this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you probably don't have to do the homeschooling that I do.
No, we do home dance, which that's what Steph does, and I just hide upstairs because I don't want to be a part of home. I don't do that stuff. I'm not good with it.
Home dance.
Home dance. She goes to preschools. Brooklyn does, so we don't have to deal with that here yet.
We got a little comment from the wife. Let's see what it says here. Mike, get Steph a gift certificate for her Christmas.
Believe it or not, Steph has never gotten a massage before from anywhere. And when I go out, I'll go and get one, and I'll be like, "You got to go get one. What are you doing?" And I can't talk her into doing it. She just won't do it.
What the fuck, man?
I don't know,
bro.
She's missing out.
Is she afraid to get naked in front of a stranger?
Who knows? I don't know. Last time I had a lady walk on me. The last one I did. She was holding the bar in the ceiling and like walking out my back.
I got one of those out in California, and it was like really a strange, like a wild experience. I never expected. The girl was all of 102 pounds, and she's up on that pole, just grinding her heel in my neck and stuff.
Yeah, it works. I thought it felt good. I break dance, but I don't do what they do. They do this thing. They point their toe. They go tendu, fondue, tendu, fondue, whatever they say. I don't know what it is. It's like ballet and dance stuff and gymnastics. I don't do that. No, I don't like it.
It's not for me.
I don't like it.
I'd like to try some fancy sauce.
Yeah.
Dudes, hey, so tomorrow, Bellator. Friday, BKFC. Saturday, UFC.
I know.
Sunday, Bove MMA Roundhouse. It's like 4 straight days. Tonight, mission accomplished. 5 straight days of absolute MMA madness, dude.
It's fantastic.
And a matter of fact, Friday night, BKFC, the guy in the co-main event, Tyler Goodjohn, he's going to be coming on the show pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to talking to him.
Yeah, I watched a few interviews with him.
He's a character for sure.
That's what I was going to say. He's a character. Yes,
he's a real character.
He's a man of many talents.
Yes, I can't wait to talk about his.
I can't wait to hear
it. Everybody tune in for that one. If you don't know who it is, you look up Tyler Goodjohn. He's a badass in their cage, and he's also a kind of a badass in real life too. Let's talk about the UFC on Saturday, though. I
Yep.
feel like every time I have you on the show, we talk about Davison Figueiredo.
I know. Second time in a row now, right?
Time in a row. He's going to be defending his title for the first time. I mean, for the second time in 21 days against Brandon Moreno. What say you about that one, brother?
So I know we were talking about this last time, obviously, like, oh, who's going to win? Royval, Moreno. Moreno wins. Now, I love Moreno. I have to say, he's just such a nice, doesn't he seem like the nicest person ever? I was saying that earlier to Steph. He's like the nicest person. He's got a good story. He fought in the UFC. He gets let go. He gets back. He fights, wins a title, gets back into the UFC. Fights his way up to a title shot. He's got a little baby. I think he's married. If you watch Embedded, he's singing Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" while he's working out, and I don't know. He just seems like a super nice person. So even though I like Figueiredo, and I think that he definitely holds the power here, if I had to use my brain, I would say that Figueiredo will probably win, but I think it might go to a decision, actually. I think that Moreno is definitely not slouch anywhere. And he has a lot of output. But my heart, I'm going to go with Moreno because I think he can pull it out. It might be a little bit of a tough fight for him because of Figueiredo's power and his size, but I don't know. We will see, won't we? He does hold a 2-inch reach advantage, so maybe he'll be able to keep him at bay. But as we saw in the Perez fight, it doesn't work too well. He's pretty sticky. You know what I mean? The guy is just he's fast. You 1 second you think he's about to get clipped or something, or he's in a bad situation. He slides down and grabs the leg, and next second he's on your neck. It's it.
Dude, he's got a lot going for him. He's a tough night out for anyone. And he's kind of a company guy right now with what he did right here, because this fight card was basically doomed from the start. It was originally supposed to be
Usman and Burns. Right.
They ended up moving that to 251. Burns went out. Masvidal stepped in there. Then it was going to be Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson.
Yep.
That fell through.
Petr Yan.
Petr Yan.
Petr Yan.
Petr. And we're just going to keep saying Petr Yan. And our boy Aljamain Sterling, that one was supposed to happen.
I know.
It's like they were running out of options here. And Davison Figueiredo, he came out of that last fight unscathed, and he said, let me get that kid. And,
right. But both of them.
Yeah, both of them. And Brandon Moreno was fighting on that same night. It's like a couple of warriors coming through for the company.
21 days notice, fastest turnaround for a champion to fight. Absolutely. In UFC history.
All right, so you got Brandon Moreno. I'm going to go with Davison Figueiredo. I'm going with
in my heart.
In your heart. Yeah. Next up, you got El Cucuy and Do Bronx. My goodness.
Do Bronx.
What did you think about Tony Ferguson saying that he's counting on Oliveira showing up overweight, and if that happens, we're not fighting? That sounded like such a bitch thing to say.
I thought so too. Why even say anything like that before it happens? Because I feel like, I don't know, it's like a weird thing to say, like, if you don't make weight, I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to let you know. I mean, is that encouragement? Is that supposed to be encouraging for the fighter? Like, listen, if I don't make weight, to make him make weight? Like, does he have problems making weight often? I don't think so. I don't.
Didn't Oliveira fight at featherweight for a while too?
Yeah.
So like, he came up to lightweight. I don't understand where he's getting this. This he's going to show up overweight and I'm not going to fight him bullshit. I think that's like a really weird. I mean, El Cucuy is the king of weird, so
he's a weird. We're talking about a guy, right, that kicks bars, walks downstairs like a spider, wears fingerless leather gloves and carries a baseball with shades on indoors. I mean, the guy's unexplainable. We don't know what's going on in his head.
Oh man, he's a weird dude. But you know what? Style for style, though, that's a hell of a fight because Dubronx might be the best on the ground in that division. He's on like a 7-fight win. I don't know. I would have to look it up, but he's on like a 7 or 8-fight win streak, and he's just submitting people left and right. He's running through the competition like crazy, and if anybody's going to stop his run on the ground, it's going to be Ferguson. So I'm wondering if they stand and bang with each other for a little bit, it gets a little bloody, and then it goes to the floor, and see if Dubronx does his thing.
Right. I mean, they're both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts, both of them. And not Figueiredo, Oliveira has 19 subs. So I don't think he's somebody that you really want to get on the mat with. I know that they both know their shit, but I don't think that they I think it could stay standing for a while. Oliveira has been subbed a few times. 2 of them by the 2 most recent ones were rear naked choke. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see it going to the ground. I feel like they're going to stand and bang for a while. And the first person to get hurt.
I said, I hope they put on a show like that because I like to see Tony Ferguson draped in the other person's blood. It's one of my favorite things to see.
Yeah, I think they'll stand up for a while, and then we'll see some really good jiu-jitsu on display for a while. And then if anybody makes a mistake, if somebody gets tired, it's going to be over because those guys are insane.
The only thing I wish is that it was 5 rounds. I believe it's 3.
I know. There's a lot of times where I'm watching the fight too, and you get into the 3rd round, and you're like, "Oh my god, I wish this was 5 rounds. Like this can't be 3 rounds. It's going to be over, and it could keep going." You know, you want to know who the real winner would be if it continues without a decision in a 3rd round. Maybe it ends in the 4th or the 5th. You know. So,
so what you got?
Yeah. So I am going to say. This is kind of a tough one. What are the odds here? Ferguson's a little bit of a favorite, minus 175. I'm going to say Tony Ferguson takes it. I don't think he's going to lose 2 in a row after not losing for 8 years. Was it 8 years he fought and didn't lose one time, and then he got beat up on the feet. But I don't know if Oliveira's going to have it for him on the feet. And they're both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts, so if it does go to the ground, I think it's just going to be a back and forth. It's going to be interesting, but I think Ferguson's going to take this by decision.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Dubronx. So 2 fights in, we got two different picks. The next one, my God, dude, Mike Hunold is in for a tough challenge here.
Yeah. Did you see that video?
Holy shit. That guy, how do you even say his last name?
I don't know.
Rafael.
Faisal? Is that how you say it? Faisal?
Maybe. Either way, my God, everybody that's watching right now, everyone that checks out this video, you got to go look at the video that I shared on the Bove MMA Roundhouse page. Mike sent it to me earlier tonight, and this guy who's fighting Mike Hunold looks like he is straight out of a video game, straight out of a Matrix movie. You know who would love him, Mike? Edmund Shabazian or whatever is it? What was
head movement?
Yeah, what was
head movement?
What was his name?
Edmund Taverdian.
Edmund Taverdian would love him because all he'd have to keep saying was head movement.
Head movement.
That dude's head movement is like.
When he does this. How many times does a kick and he does a Matrix move and the kick comes over him?
What the hell?
Usually people move side to side, but he just all the way back.
He does it. He doesn't miss a beat either. He's just like whoop, whoop. He's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
And he's got massive power. Moicano is no joke, but he might be in for a rough one here.
Yeah. It's his. What is this? First fight at lightweight. So.
Yeah. So we'll see.
It might be tough. He's got a heavy hitter in front of him, but he does have the experience in MMA. He's got the experience, and Faizev, his last 2 fights have come to a decision. So of all the powerhouse highlights that you see, his last 2 fights were decisions. With Moicano has been around for a little while and he's got some experience in there. So that could help him big time. He needs to not become a victim to the barrage of punches that Faizev happens to do often. And he does a lot of kicks, like body shots, and those can slow somebody down. So, Moicano's just going to have to try to weather the storm. And if he can weather the storm, I think that him being more of a veteran in the cage is going to lead him to victory. But the weight might be an issue.
That guy, he doesn't look like a lightweight.
No, so. He's a big, thick guy. He's big. He's got that big chest. He's got that. What Johnny Hendricks was saying. He's got that. Yeah, and he's a guy. Hey, guess what? He's the guy. I mean, I think he had a little bit of a mustache, but he's got a beard, and he's got a. Is it a Z? He's got a Z in his. He's got a Z in his last name. He's got the beard with no mustache. I don't know.
I told you. I'm gonna go with him just for that reason. Next fight on the card is Kevin Holland, another guy who was a victim of the COVID musical chairs game. He was supposed to fight last card. He got swapped with Marvin Vettori. Picked up Jacare on I don't know if you want to call it short notice, but he was training for Vettori. Now he's fighting Jacare. Is this the last hurrah for Jacare, or what do you think, man? Kevin Holland's a beast.
Kevin Holland's been doing very good. He's got 4 wins in 2020. One of the shittiest years ever. Shittiest years for a lot of people. He's 4-0, but, however, has he fought anybody with the skills that Jacare has? Because Jacare has some skills. 10-time gold medalist in jiu-jitsu. I don't think he has ever fought anybody like this. I mean, the guys that he's fought, and I'm not trying to talk them down, like say that they're this or that, but they're just not on the level that Jacare has been at for his career, and he's in a 2-fight skid right now. But man, he has some experience in there, and he is a 4th-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt in judo, and we've seen him throw hands before, and he's no slouch. I mean, this is like a huge jump for Kevin Holland.
He's like Jacare is no joke. He's a legend, and he's a badass on the floor and standing. He's done some nice things with his hands, his feet. But I feel like Jacare could be one of those guys on the chopping block just because of his age, and he's on a 2-fight skid. And really, is he ever going to be in title contention ever again? Probably not, unless he goes to another organization. So that's another reason why Jacare might go in there with a little bit of spark under his ass. Even more, right. You got this hot up-and-comer 4-0 new stud on the scene, and the old man that may be getting shown the door now that they're having all these cuts. So Jacare's got something to fight for. And matter of fact, the guy in the fight, right? I don't know. Nah, maybe not. Junior Dos Santos could be on the same boat. I don't know.
He could be.
JDS is one of those guys that he shows moments of like his old self once in a while, but he's just not the same guy that had the battles with Cain Velasquez in the past, and
right,
and fighting Cyril Gain, and he could get sparked quick there. I don't know, man. JDS and Jacare could really be fighting for their jobs Saturday night.
Yeah, they could, but I think in Jacare's case, I think that will, like you said, light a fire. He's probably going to be like, I'm not going to be showing up by an up-and-comer, and if I win, this could very well save my job, because he's on a 2-fight skid, but he wins against a guy who's 4-0 this year, who's an up-and-comer. He's got a lot of eyes on him. Oh, hey, Jacare, look at, he's back in the mix again. On the other hand, with Dos Santos, if he loses, he's lost 3 to TKOs. So in a row. That's bad. I mean, I feel like he might even be cut I mean, if he wins and gets cut, it's kind of, it's kind of sad, but that might still happen. He could win and still get cut.
Yeah.
He's 0-3. He's been beat up pretty bad in his last few fights. TKO by punches like every time.
Matt Lightning Lyle commented in there, is Mike Hunold a fight analyst? Only one of the best in the business, Mr. Lyle.
That's right.
Also, he happens to be a guy who trains very much like your boy Tony Ferguson, kicking poles and breaking baseball bats and shit with his shins.
With his head.
Oh my God! You got to see my boy Lightning Lyle's next.
Oh, I think I did see some. I saw. Was it a stop sign? It was a sign.
Oh, he has those. He has the one where he's kicking light poles and stop signs and whatnot. But he just did one the other day where he broke a pole that looked to be like this big around, a wooden pole. He leaned it up against the corner of a building and he started chopping down with his shin. And after the third one, it snapped in half. I'm like, good Lord.
Fucking bad day to be a pole.
Dude, I feel like I got this this ongoing theme right now because the main fight on the prelims on Saturday night has another guy who is 1-4 in his last 5 fights, Cub Swanson.
Yep.
I don't know his age off the top of my head. He might be 36, 37, 38. What is he? Let me see.
Cub Swanson is 37.
37 years old, 1-4 in his last 5 fights.
Same birthday as my daughter.
And he's gone to so many decisions, like so much time and rounds in the ring, in the cage. I mean, he might be the third fighter in a row that we're talking about. 3 fights in a row. Jacare, JDS, and Cub Swanson, all guys that everybody loves. They're all legends in the game. They've been around for a long time. Cub Swanson fought on the first episode of one of my favorite shows, Kingdom.
Yep, great show. Great show.
Everybody should go check it out.
I've told Steph about 100 times, like, you got to watch the show. I'll watch it again. You got to watch the show. I love that show. Love it.
It's amazing.
Great.
I'm actually rewatching it myself because
it's so good.
Amy's been away at school, and I just started on season 1 again. And I'm just gonna watch it again. It's great.
It's so good.
Yeah, like I was saying, he's going up against Daniel Pineda in the main, in the featured fight in the prelims. We'll see what Cub can do there. We got our girl Mackenzie Dern.
Yep.
Looking extremely comfortable at 115 pounds these days. She
yes.
Earlier in her career, she was having a hard time with with the weight cuts and whatnot. She might have been, pardon my calling it fat, but like she had like the baby fat still. She still had the young lady, little like college.
Well, oddly enough, she went and had a baby, and now is better than before.
Right. She had a kid, and now she's in the best shape of her life after having a child.
Yeah.
And I would really like to see her get another submission victory on Saturday.
Right. Yeah. Going back to Cub Swanson. Cub Swanson's coming off of a leg injury that he sustained against Jake Shields at a exhibition role.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he was recovered. He's recovering from a leg injury. I think it's a knee injury, possibly. Last interview I heard, he was on talking to Matt Serra, and what's it? MMA, UFC Uncensored, is it?
Unfiltered.
And Unfiltered, and he was actually on a bike, riding the bike while he was doing his interview, talking about his knee and how he hurt it against Jake Shields.
No shit. What the hell is Jake Shields doing these days? Just grappling tournaments?
I guess. Yeah, I guess so. The guy, I don't know. You know what? Every time I hear about Jake Shields doing like grappling and stuff, I always hear he's like one of the like strongest guys ever. Like super tough guy, insanely strong.
It's like one of those guys. Like he probably grew up on a wrestling mat and a jiu-jitsu mat, so his wrist strength is probably like grabbing a steel pole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get those guys that are just like, they don't look all that huge, but they're built differently. Yeah.
So, what about Bellator?
Oh, Bellator tomorrow night. Who's on that card? I gotta be honest. I only know that
So-
Alina McFarlane is defending her title, but other than that, run me down that one.
There's really nothing. not laughing. It's just not.
Dude, tomorrow night on Bellator, Justin Sumter from Justin Sumter from Connecticut. He fights out of the Fighting Arts Academy with Nick Newell. He's fighting tomorrow night, and I don't know, man. If you saw the weigh-ins for those guys, he is an absolute brick shithouse at middleweight. This dude, he's like flexing like oh, like, whoa, and he's I'd have to look his record up, but I think he's like 7-1 maybe or something like that. So maybe 7-0. I should probably Google it before I go throwing numbers out, but I had looked it up in the past. Justin Sumter, he's a Connecticut guy. Wish him the best tomorrow night. Alima Leigh McFarlane, she's fighting for the first time in a while. I know that earlier this year, she was letting COVID get to her, man. She was completely like looking out of shape and didn't look like she was training at all. And now she weighed in today. She looks top notch.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, she looks ready to go.
Yeah, she's an underdog in this fight. So she not like a huge underdog, but she's an underdog against Juliana Vasquez, who I don't know much about, but looks like they're going to be grappling. They're going to be rolling on the ground. They're both jiu-jitsu. You're going to see some jiu-jitsu tomorrow for sure. Yeah, that's tomorrow night. Yeah. Thursday night. I don't like this Thursday night thing, Bellator. I have to say, it's not really the Thursday night as much as the CBS move.
That's what it is. I don't know what it is about CBS Sports Network that they want to do all these Thursday night shows, but I don't know, man. Maybe they figure that it could also be, dude. I don't know. I wonder if it has anything to do with Mohegan Sun. Because Mohegan Sun is their bubble, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mohegan Sun became the Bellator NBA bubble, just like the NBA did, and they're putting all the fighters up in there. They're putting all the events on in there. They're really accommodating Bellator big time, and yeah, I would have to do some research on that to find out, but maybe it could be that. It could be that just like Mohegan Sun already has stuff planned, and they don't want to lock down the arena every Friday for Bellator.
Yeah, could be. I don't get the channel, so I still watch it. I managed to watch it somehow.
Did you?
It's tough these days, but I manage.
Did you check out Against the Cage the other night?
I did. It was great. I enjoyed it. I listened to it the next morning. I didn't know it was on 9:30. I woke up the next day. I went on Facebook. I saw it right at the top of my newsfeed, and I watched it. It was great. It was really good.
Yeah, Margaret saying in the comments, congrats to Cass Bell, who just signed a big contract with Bellator. Congratulations to him. So the BKFC event on Friday, they actually lost their main event due to COVID as well. Mark Godbeer was supposed to fight in the heavyweight division against Schumacher.
Yeah, Schumacher. Yeah, Schumacher.
And our dude, this guy Bobo O'Bannon, who stepped in for him.
Yep.
He's a fun fighter to watch. So that fight will not disappoint. I've been saying this left and right on all my episodes. If people aren't watching the BKFC, they are missing out. That is one hell of a program. One hell of... Dude, they put out a great product. And once you watch one of them, you'll end up watching a second one, and you'll end up watching a third one. Those guys are absolute animals, and
Yep.
I can't wait. And you got Tyler Goodjohn fighting Charles Bennett in like his
Yep.
375th fight.
Crazy
Like,
horse. Yeah.
crazy horse. I'm joking about the number, but it's got to be like he's got to have 90 something pro fights, maybe 100. Like the dude has fought so many times. His record is like insane. It's 30 something and 40 something. I don't have it in front of me, but Crazy Horse is or Felony, whatever you want to call him, Charles Bennett. He's on there.
He's got 73 fights. He's 30 and 41.
30
and
40.
2 draws.
What a freaking crazy record! And it's because the guy fights. He fights freaking everyone. And on that card, you also have, dude, this is a hell of a card. I mean, you look at it, you got Dakota Cochran, who is the guy that Johnny Hendricks fought in his
in his
one
the one fight.
Yeah, was against Dakota Cochran, and he's fucking on this card. You got Chris Sorrow out of Maine. Chris Sorrow, if you don't know who that guy is, look him up. He's a freaking house. He's a monster. Knockout artist. He's on there. Jenny Savage, another one.
Yep.
Looks like a pretty goddamn good card, so I'll be tuning into that one too.
Yep, I'll definitely be watching it myself.
Download the app. Watch it on the app. It's really a good product. And I think we just completely ignored the early prelims for the UFC. I have it on the ticker there, but there is Chase Hooper on there.
Chase Hooper is on there. Yep. There is a good fight actually. Well, a fight that I think is going to be a good fight.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you if you could pick out a couple fights for everyone to focus on this weekend. What would you say?
A couple of fights like that are not like main fights.
Yeah. That the average person, the average casual wouldn't know.
All right, so one that I would watch is Billy Quarantillo versus Gavin Tucker. That fight I think is going to be great. Those guys are great fighters. I think they're really good fighters. Neither one of them are like top ranked fighters, but they could very well be there if they could mount a bunch of wins but they're going to scrap Billy Quarantillo. I don't know if you say Tillo or Tio, but he's really scrappy. And Gavin Tucker's the same way. So that should be really good, really technical.
I'm looking at Billy Quarantillo's name, Quarantillo.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Quarantino.
Tarantino, yeah. Billy Tarantino, he made Pulp Fiction. Dude, he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fight win streak.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he came from the Contender Series. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he had a fight with that Spike Carlisle a little while ago. That was a pretty scrappy fight. I mean, that guy's kind of nutty, Spike Carlisle. He fought recently. He's just a nutty guy. Very strong. Major bursts of energy. Just a wild guy.
And Gavin Tucker, he's got a hell of a record too, 12-1. These guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a big fight right there. And then the second fight, I would say that we kind of just named him Chase Hooper. Just pay attention to Chase Hooper. He's at the bottom of the card, but he's somebody to pay attention to.
He's the first fight of the night, right?
Yeah. Yep, first fight.
I believe he's the youngest fighter on the roster as well.
Let's see, how old is Chase Hooper? Is
20.
A young 21 years old. 1999. That's when we were partying. Like it was 1999.
Yeah, we were getting ready to graduate high school. Or I was.
Yep. I was close.
You were close.
2001.
Yeah, you probably should have graduated when I graduated, but you probably stuck around for an extra year.
Me? Who, me? Actually, it was 2002 I graduated. I was supposed to be graduating in 2001. That's the story. But that's the story from another time.
For another day.
You like this? Look at this thing right here. Look at this.
Oh, shit. Would you look at that? Just look at it. everybody should like, subscribe, and share this page and try to win this goddamn PS5. What do you think about the fact that I'm giving away a PS5, Mike?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. I would hope that everybody gets on, likes, comments, subscribes, and shares so they can get a damn PS5 because, I mean, people doing some scary things in back alleys for PS5s right now. So if you can get one free off of Kyle Mish for Christmas right now by liking and sharing on some social media, then that's what I would do. Because I don't think I want to be doing anything in a back alley right now for a PS5.
No. Are you going to get a PS5?
I will get one eventually, yes. I have an Xbox Series X. And another reason to get the PS5 is Cyberpunk 2077 came out, it's coming out at midnight. So that's another reason to pick up that PS5. It's going to be a great game.
I don't know what a cyberpump is, but it makes me think of Austin Powers when he's getting all his stuff out of his belongings, and they had that pump in there. And he says,
"Oh,
it's bag, baby."
It's actually Cyberpunk with a NK.
Oh, I thought you said pump.
It's like a futuristic Grand Theft Auto. That's how I'll put it.
All right. Well, always a good time. Mike, we're going to do the Roundhouse in this format this weekend.
Nice.
So watch for a new look, and tune in at 5 p.m. Everybody else should, 5 p.m. Everyone else should tune in at 5 p.m. Watch me and Bob. Maybe we'll pull a couple guests in here and there. I can get a lot of guests using this format here, so
nice.
Should be a good time. All right, my man.
All right.
I will talk to you this weekend.
All right. Good night.
Later. That was the Michael Hunold. The guy knows a lot. No speed round for Mike tonight, Amy. Mike's going to be kind of like my go-to analyst the week before pay-per-views. You know what I mean? He's a veteran, too, so he fills that quota. We always like to have some fun when we talk anyway. It's usually a good time. So, maybe in the future I'll throw a speed round at Mike. I haven't speed rounded him yet. He got me with one last week, or 2-3 weeks ago, whenever that was. He'll be back again. For that, like, subscribe, share the page, follow the rules, win the PS5, keep supporting Mission Accomplished. I'll be back next Wednesday with the Dean Thomas from American Top Team and UFC fame. I can't wait to talk to that man, pick his brain. And for now, I will see you later. Good night.